Ah, hi Martin, welcome to the stream. Welcome ever evolving Saurian, welcome Zomba. Welcome Spiny Dragon Productions, welcome Steven. And Twitter. Okay guys, let me know what we should draw first. Oh yes, and Juan has still one free wish because he donated again to the Old Kingdom book project. Okay. Good evening, everybody. So, let me check if yeah, still not working. Maybe if works again. Sometimes I have to restart that function in OBS. Hi Arturus, hi Acro, hey Yo-Yo, hey definitely not Pedro, hey Evolution. Yes, that's everything. Lagerpeton. Pentaceratops. Not yet. Not yet. Acainacephalus. Yes, I was thinking about that one as well. Problem with ankylosaurs is they have very complex faces. Says this way. Well, but we can do that. Sure. Let me know if the rest of you guys also want to see that new ankylosaur. Megalania eating a marsupial. If I would do a Megalania, I would probably not make it eating a marsupial, because that has been done 100 million times already. At least it feels like it. But there's certainly other behaviors that could be worth to depict. For example, laying eggs, laying around, being lazy. That's something you really see rarely. Usually Megalania is always up to something. Sniffing around or walking, hunting, fighting. Oh, sorry, ever-evolving saurian. Giant Spinosaurus. I'm not sure. I think we have already done that. Yes, I think I'm pretty sure we already did that. Let me show you. Gee, yes, there it is. Giant Spinosaurus. With little primitive birds and all. Hi, the prehistoric dinosaur. Welcome to the stream. Pterodos is also cool, for sure. I want to do that at some point, but let's start with the new ankylosaur. Because it is rather cool. Let's make a portrait, I would say. And I hope there are good pictures of the skull online. Let's see. Interesting about this animal compared to other ankylosaurs is that the snout is pretty heavily down curved and shorter than in other ankylosaurs like Ankylosaurus itself, Zool, Tarchia, Minotaurosaurus. They have razor. Yeah, the snout is longer and more straight. Maybe only genus similar in that way is Nodocephalosaurus, but that has a very different head ornamentation. Pedro, there is no stream for this. There is no overarching topic for this stream. So, wait. Yes. Also interesting about Echinocephalus is are the nostrils, which are not facing forward but sideways. Let's start. I'm working here with a photo of the skeletal mount. Could be even a little bit shorter. Yep. For the details of the osteoderms on the head, I will probably look here at Andrei Ateshin's illustration, because it's usually, as usually, fairly accurate, and you can better see the details than on the mount. However, I will put in some differences for sure. For example, I think he made the nostrils too small. This will be larger in my case. Yep. And the ring of osteoderms around the neck. Yep. Oh, and I will. Oh, you know what? Let's put in the probably fairly muscular and large tongues and Ankylosaurus head. At least judging from the hyoids, the bones that are in this region and are in animals important for control and musculature of the tongue. Andre isn't God. No, no. No, I just had some ice cream, so maybe that influenced my choice here. There are these weird osteoderms here on the snout that look like reflectors or something, like to reflect blows from the front and to reflect sneeze in all directions. it's weird side. Okay, now a different picture I saw here. Ah, yes, this looks quite helpful.
Is today the day that we're doing the Jurassic World thing?
Oh, hi Kirby.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream once again.
Thank you. Jurassic World thing this stream or not, but because I hadn't seen it yet, I wasn't going to join the Jurassic World one because I wanted the discussion to be more focused. But if we're not right now, then I'm here.
No, it's no. Me, Ray, and Scott are in the moment working on a date for that one.
Okay.
Probably next week, and not on a as usual on a weekend, but in the middle of the week, probably Wednesday or something. Because
Okay.
yeah, because otherwise it becomes difficult.
Understandable.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in the moment working on Echinocephalus, the new ankylosaur.
Ah. I'm giving some interesting coloration, or interesting integument, I mean.
Nice.
A little bit of spikiness. But my in-call volume is so low, I can barely hear anything.
Oh.
I have the volume all the way up. Made to get a pair of headphones.
I will make you a little bit louder.
And search. And I'm limping because my foot falls asleep when I sit still and draw for too long. Okay, hopefully this helps.
With this picture, I finally found a reason to show a little bit of the speculation around the possible very large tongues of these guys.
Oh, good.
Yep.
There's a lot of interesting stuff to be said about those strange ankylosaur tongues.
Mm-hmm. Okay guys, let me know what coloration could be suitable for this one. Because I'm basically finished with shading.
I often wonder why there wasn't any sort of sexually selective pressure for mammals to evolve the sort of bright coloration that you see on a lot of reptiles, bird and non-bird. I know that because of the molecular structure of hair, there's a lot of restrictions regarding it, but still,
Yeah.
you'd think there'd be at least some
Well,
ways that they make up for it.
on the other side, we have to remember that most mammals have rather poor color vision. So
Oh yes, that as well.
it seems to be rather not necessary.
Mm-hmm. It's something that you often forget is us as humans have quite exceptional color
Yeah.
vision when it comes to mammals.
We are the weirdos.
Not too many others. Yeah, we are the weirdos. Not too many others can see the can see.
Yeah.
It makes me these fuzzy ornithischian dinosaurs manage to evolve some way to extract carotenoids into their filaments in a similar way to modern birds can.
Yeah.
Or most modern birds, anyway.
Although I think I don't think it wouldn't even need to be carotenoids. I think there are other pigments that could do as well work with very similar results.
Well, there are certainly modern birds that don't rely on carotenoids to get their colors. They have very specific types of pigments, like Sitaka is that what it's called? The one that's for parrots, that allows parrots to have bright colors without the need of consuming carotenoids.
Yeah, I think so. And we can't even guess what non-avian dinosaurs might have evolved in terms of pigments on their own.
Yes. Indeed. But it's fun to speculate about.
Yeah. We tend to, I noticed that we tend to reduce, the further we go back in time, we tend to reduce the things we think are possible for certain groups. Totally forgetting that these animals evolved on their own and are not direct, have no direct descendants, probably. So there's a lot we could miss because we just don't know their chemistry.
And we probably never will as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Which some are fortunate, but I don't know. We talked the last stream about how it's sometimes exciting to not know things and to be able to speculate. Who's to say?
Oh, hi Dragon Thunders. Hi Yo. Hi. No, you. I already greeted you. Hi Julian. Somebody else. The Pokesaurus, I think,
greeting
is new. Ah, yes. Before I forget, Yo-Yo started, or wants to start little comics with scenes and characters from these streams.
Oh my god, please do.
Yeah.
That'd be adorable. Like a little Tetsu time.
Yeah, a little bit.
I would.
Oh, Julian saw bioluminescent
Okay.
dinoflagellates. Nice. I saw these
Cool.
these guys too once, but they were in a bottle.
As well. Seen them in bottles.
Yeah.
I'm quite liking the integument that I've been giving these Leptoceratops. It's kind of, it's similar to the stuff Psittacosaurus has, but it's instead of taken in a fluffy extreme, taken in a more hard, brittly extreme. Looks a little bit scaly. Yeah, you made a good point. I actually did not consider the fact that mammals have very bad color vision and thinking about that.
I think it's often forgotten. Even even when we look at some restorations of extinct mammals, it's sometimes questionable if these very colorful cases are very likely. I mean, from the top of my head, I can't remember any very colorful mammal reconstruction, but I think I have seen some over the years.
Seems like mammals are more likely to play the tones and the shades of their coats more than the color of it. So you'll have a mammal like a zebra with a very striking coat design, but it's just in black and white.
Yeah, which I like. I think oftentimes striking contrasts and patterns can be much more effective than some crazy colorful patterns where you just go crazy ham within the wheel of colors. I don't know what I'm talking today.
Stream of consciousness is fun.
Yeah, it's been a week without speaking English, so
it has. Oh yeah. Is it just taught in schools there, like mandatorily?
I'm sorry.
Where did you learn to speak English? Is it just taught mandatorily there?
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to say. It's mandatory here to learn English for sure. But I was never really a good English student. Razor
It's
a bad one. Especially in my first years, I was a very bad one. I basically learned to speak English years later through DeviantArt and Facebook.
We are not required to learn any foreign languages here, which is sad.
I think too.
Because I can only speak English.
I mean, most places in the world that will be fine, I guess. But I think it would be helpful for the US if there would be some more language teaching.
Yeah.
Mandatory.
Would you people over here that get upset to see multiple languages on like public things? Like I have relatives that get upset if they have to select Spanish or English on like an ATM machine. And all I think is why? Why is that a big deal for you? Does it really inconvenience you that much to have to press a button?
Yeah. On the other hand, we have that here too. That people are like,
would
hey,
appreciate
why are you
multiculturalism.
speaking English? Why are you speaking Turkish in public? You know, speak German. This is Germany. So silly and unnecessary.
Quite very much. Maybe I'll add coloration to the God. I just realized that, well, it looks good on the one that's facing in a more lateral view. I'm not sure how well it's going to translate to the one that's facing head on. May present a problem. Oh, I'll worry to that.
Your last sentence was cut off.
I said I'm just going to worry about it when I get to it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I think I'm finished. Yay.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I just noticed is when I started this sketch that the nostrils are really projecting sideways in this animal. It's rather unusual, especially when you look at some Mongolian taxa who have which have basically one hole in the front for both nostrils. Okay, let's save it.
What if we don't save it? A little bit of devil's advocate.
I can't. I have to.
Alright, you've convinced.
You guys can't see it, but I'm in the moment surrounded by giant zucchinis. Grown on our own horse shit. It's quite imposing. The largest specimen we have so far is maybe a half meter long. It weighs more than 2 kilograms. And we basically only use them to feed the guinea pigs.
How many guinea pigs do you have?
We have 12. Yep. One sister has 6 and the other one has 6.
Unquestionable with this reconstruction, and I just realized it. I'm putting little spots of red, and I remembered, well, not carotenoids, but I remembered that red, when it comes to carotenoids in general cannot be really specific in their location. They're more just swaths. Usually any design pattern that's used with carotenoids is formed by melanin around it. There is a gecko that seems to be using red carotenoids to make an interesting pattern on it, but it's actually just rufous red melanin that next to the green on the body makes it seem red, but it's actually just a melanin rufous color.
Damn it. Okay guys, let me know what we can do next.
The chat says do nothing.
Oh, Kyle, yes, we will at least once more go back to that that alien planet project. And if we do more such project in the future, we will see. Also depends on how much do you guys want it. There's certainly still more concepts we could squeeze out of that planet. Opabinia. We have already done Opabinia. Let me show you. Papinia style. Burp, 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 burp.
There's this spiky Skeletosaurus.
Ah, yes. That one as well.
If all else fails.
Robinia, there we have it. Robinia. Ingentia prima. Yes, that new giant Triassic sauropodomorph.
Oh yeah.
But we just did a dinosaur, so maybe something non-dinosaurian first. Argentina Draco, also nice idea. Glyptops. Ooh. Oh, it's a turtle. Very turtley turtle.
Turtle Club.
Ichthyostega. Durodon. Let's do Argentina Draco. It's
simple enough.
Yeah. Oh my, who did that reconstruction for Dinopedia? Ooh.
Is it ooh is in good or ooh is in bad?
Razor bad. It's extremely skinny. The neck is definitely too short and too flexible. The head looks not very Atstarkid-like, more bird-like. The Europatagium is connected to the tail, and it definitely lacks a lot of muscle.
Weird.
Looks familiar, that style. Oh, and the hands are totally wrong.
I don't know if I'm gonna keep the style that I did this Leptoceratops in. I don't know if I'm gonna change it, at least the color, but I will post it in Discord group. I will probably change it actually. Or maybe not. I don't know. It looks kind of nice.
Quick look on.
I haven't posted it yet.
Oh, Zomba actually posted it on Discord in the Voices of Stream text chat.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Come on, Discord, load up. Should have loaded this up before. place. And upload.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Thank
Let
you.
me share that.
Little bits of red and greenish. I also fixed the colors so they match the background better.
I love that integument on the tail. Looks very
Thank
cool.
you.
Nice.
Yo, please what? He said please, but I don't know what it was in there.
I don't know either.
He says please tell me.
Probably how you did this. What is your secret?
Oh, what animal is it?
Oh,
It's Leptoceratops.
or that.
And if you want to know how I did it, well, I paid my assistant to do it.
Good. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Never paint anything on your own. Always pay someone else to do it for you.
The modern artist works in a factory. A practice started by Raphael, by the way.
That scamp. That scout. Oh, he wants to know what creature I want to be in the comic. Sinosauropteryx. It's my favorite dinosaur because it's practically a must-live. Except
It isn't.
it isn't at all, but we all know it's practically a must.
That head is too small. Yep.
Got a little baby head.
That's better.
I will be right back. I'm gonna go visit the family for a moment since they are here.
Yes, do it. need to practice more flying pterosaurs, that's why I did this. By now I can draw pterosaurs on the ground much better than in the air. Yes, perspective, at least this kind of perspective, can be a pain, I tell you. Different degrees of foreshortening and so on. It needs a lot of practice. Yep, better. Also, I still have problems with the new flying model for Adstarkids, which basically says, it's not published yet, but Michael Habib already spoiled a little bit. And it shows that the animals basically flew with their wings stretched forward. Like this, basically. I still haven't found a pleasant way to depict that. yes, the genus is Argentina Draco. I also always forget the species name, but because it's just one species within one genus, it's not that important. The wings are rare, pointing probably forward because of the very long neck and large skull, which helped with balancing the animal in the air. By the way, welcome to the stream, Brian. Oh, and hi Attila, welcome to the stream. Didn't notice. Okay, let's continue. And yes, I still need to add the fingers here. Okay. That's good enough, I would say. Let me know what coloration you would prefer for this guy. The Pokesaurus, yes, that's an Atstarkit, Argentina Draco. Yes, Attila, I know what you are talking about. I really love William Stout's work, but some of his older pieces, especially the pterosaurs, are extremely shrinking-wrapped. The Pokesaurus, the wings, they aren't that pointy. It's the perspective, because the wing goes down here a little. You don't really see how they look from above. That's how this part would look like usually. Or more like. More like this. Oops. Monarch butterfly colors. Ooh, that could work. No, not puffins. Never puffins. Never again. Too much puffins. Harpy eagle or wandering albatross. For wandering albatross wouldn't really work that well, because Atstarkids are more terrestrial pterosaurs than most others. Harpy eagle, on the other hand, could work. Yeah, let's try a monarch butterfly. Oh, hi Devon, welcome to the stream. Okay. Okay. Let's first start with the head here, which will be mostly black. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, and of course the limbs here. Sorry for the silence, guys. Very focused right now. basics. Now some more color. What? Pokesaurus, you only know 3 genera? Oh, there are so many more. Oh, so many. As well as, yeah, as was noted, there are a few specimens that probably represent own genera, but are too fragmentary to get their own name. Okay. I don't like the neck here. I think I'll leave the neck this way. Okay, and now in here as well some white spots. Okay guys, I think I'm finished. Yeah. I feel like something's missing. Maybe some pignofiber structure. Yeah, that gives the wool animal a little bit more volume. But in the meantime, you guys can already go ahead and post some ideas of what we could do next. Oh yeah, and to suggest some more depth. Yep. Maybe some clouds. Yep. Argentina Draco. What do we have here? Last material. Oh, last material we have already done during our Rhino stream. I like the idea of the Antarctic sauropodomorph, but I would rather wait until it's published, I think. Placidos, also nice. Odontochelys. Devon, let me just show you what the first thing was that we worked on. Wait. Here. Echinocephalus. There it is. Oh, hi Cannon Dunker. Welcome to the stream. Uintaserium is something we did on our second stream. Where it gives birth, actually. Megatherium. Let's do Odontochelys, I think. Oh, yes, when I remember correctly, Odontochelys is pretty well preserved. Okay. Picture of the skull would be nice. I mean, there's more than one specimen, but there's problem is they are preserved in a way that makes it hard to tell how this guy looks because they are laying on their back. Oh, here. Weird skull. Something for the fallen. Ah, here. It's better visible. This specimen. Ah, something is my eye. Ugh. Ugh. There. Okay. Let's continue. Yep. Yep. Thanks, Spinal Dragon Productions. I'm not 100% satisfied, but it's nice to see that you guys like it. Where it? Okay, let me check again. 4, yes. Okay. Let's place this bad boy a little bit more centered, because at the moment it looks a little bit weird. Yeah. A little bit darker overall. Yeah. It looks strange. On the other hand, that's what the fossil looks like, so maybe it's not beefy enough. scales. And it seems very likely that the back was covered in scales as well. Oops. Okay. Ooh. I think I will add some large algae around it, but let's first give it some base color. I think I'll leave it this way, actually, without much background. let's add some caustics here on top. Not too green. Yep, let's save it. Hold on to healers. Okay, guys. Next one. Already. Yeah, it's just gray for now. Sometimes animals are boring. Will you ever start paleo speed sketching again? Maybe. We will see. I might start it again for sessions like when I on vacation or stuff, and so we can't do streams. Other than that, maybe I'm not sure. What I want to do more is podcasts, actually, or podcasts. Syntioceras, Terratornis. Syntioceras sounds nice, I must say. think we should do one. If I find suitable references, but that should be no problem. Oh yes, podcast from the puddle. So far we have 3 episodes, but I would like to do more stuff in that direction. Also, I want to do more interviews on these streams, for example. Man, there are apparently so many Synthioceras fossils, even complete skulls out there that you can buy them. Pretty cheap. Complete skull for $680 dollar. That's pretty cheap for such a spectacular fossil, I must say. Surprising. There are some sketches. Let me see. Oh yes, we have some. Ah, nice. Broops. Oh, a crossets. That's a very nice ankylosaur. Your technique to draw scales comes in really handy here. Tesselosaurus. Oh, nice. The eye is very pretty. Good work. Wait. Doop. Doopsh. 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 Also here. Boopsh. Nice. Less details, but still pretty close. These osteoderms could be maybe a little bit more prominent, but otherwise very cool. Something else, yes. Here. Oh, so you did these yesterday, nice. Yeah, here you see the difference quite well. How in Nodocephalosaurus head is more straight. It is already turned, the snout is already turned down here a little. But when you look, for example, at Minotaurosaurus, it's quite obvious the difference. Oh, Brennan. Nice. His head looks a little bit weird here. These are maybe a little too prominent going upward. Maybe a little bit flatter, more this direction. But very cool. Also, I like the very the wide hips here and the razor skinny tail. Cool. Okay. was it? Here. Ah, these goddamn mammals. Oh, let's use the skull. I have the feeling like the tablet is bugging out a little again. Sometimes this helps. There's so few pictures with articulated. Oh no, yeah. As you might notice, it begins to get worse. Shit. How would the snout look like? It's a question. Oh no. Will lose my mind one day. Oops. Sorry guys, that was my smartphone telling me that I have to give one of our cats something to eat. I will be back in a few minutes.
Hello there, Joshua.
Ah, Attila, welcome to the stream. Also, the
Welcome.
voice chat.
You.
I mean, you were here before, so.
Just thinking that perhaps maybe we should make the stream a little bit noisier.
Yeah, I know.
Because I see this time Kirby or Ashley didn't join.
Kirby was actually here. But he had to go because of family and stuff.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
So he was here during the drawing of the Ankylosaur.
Yeah, and a little bit of the Artstarcade as well.
We're having a little bit of trouble with this. Oh,
Sorry, audio was a little bit choppy.
I see you are having a little bit of trouble with this mammal
Yeah.
that I have suggested.
Well, it's a mammal, you know. It's the usual stuff.
Yeah.
These filthy mammals.
The guy. Tissues.
With all their facial soft tissue.
Have you read this recent paper about the Spinosaurid aquatic lifestyle?
You mean with frontals they described with raised eyes?
Yes, and with the sagittal crest on the top of the skull.
Yeah. I'm actually working on a illustration for that paper.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Nicholas Longridge contacted me for that. Pretty late. Otherwise, it would be ready now for press release. But you will probably see it in September. When they want to make it really public. Because usually these smaller papers don't get that much attention. So they said, okay, let's wait a little.
So how much is it appropriate to talk about details from this?
Yeah, we can.
Because I find it kind of interesting that they are kind of implying that, for example, the 2005 specimen of Spinosaurus, you know, that upper jawbone.
Yeah.
That it can be Spinosaurus, or at least that's what I read from it.
Yeah, it's possible that the largest specimens of Spinosaur material from Chem are actually not Spinosaurus but Sigelmassasaurus.
So this could mean that if it turns out to be correct, this could mean that we technically still don't know what does the upper snout exactly looks like.
Yeah,
From Spinosaurus.
It's possible. It's also, of course, possible that we have some bias in the fossil record toward smaller Spinosaurus specimens getting preserved in Chem for some reason, or it's just that the larger specimens are all sold before any scientist gets to see them. Then there's a possibility there that we actually assigned a few of these specimens wrong so far, or now are assigned wrong, so that a few of these larger specimens are in fact Spinosaurus. And it's also possible that there were two distinct Spinosaurus populations: the Eastern Egyptian population from Bahariya, which is probably the larger variety then, at least based on Stromer's material, and then the Western Chem variety that would be smaller, maybe because of Sigelmassasaurus sharing its environment with it.
It's actually kind of interesting that you don't actually see too often you don't actually see so much variety too often in such large animals. It's usually more common among smaller animals,
yeah,
between one genus or species or one clade, or at least among extinct animals.
Yeah, well, we have to remember that during the Cenomon there was a shallow sea dividing both Western and Eastern North Africa. So I think it's possible to assume that there would be differences between the two populations, and of course it's still questionable where exactly Sigelmassasaurus fits into the Spinosaur phylogeny, because there were some at least one previous paper that moved the animal very close to baryonyx, and this paper throws it together with Spinosaurus, makes it even I think a sister taxon here.
Yes.
Yeah. It's all a question what specimens you of course what characters you code, but also what specimens you assign to what genus.
Yes, because Sigelmassasaurus is still very fragmentary even by Spinosaur standards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big problem of Chem. You have all these amazing fossils, but they are all disarticulated and usually very fragmentary.
Yeah.
And it's a pain to work with, but
a pain in the arse.
Yes, but at least there is a lot of material apparently. Problem is, of course, also that a lot of this new material is sold right away to the highest bidder.
Yeah, there is this black market going on out there.
No, it's no black market in Morocco. That's totally legal.
It's not.
Yeah. For example, this subadult Spinosaurus that was sold and was on display.
Oh yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah, that's totally legal, earned. There's no black market involved here. Air food, where most of these fossils are sold, is also called the capital of fossils, or at least capital of fossil dealers.
So much for my dreams about Spinosaurus being the purest product on the market.
No, probably not. There's also the question, for example, with the 2014 neotype of Spinosaurus. How sure can we be that all this is really Spinosaurus? And
Yes, poor Nizar Ibrahim is getting a pretty rough time nowadays
yeah,
on the questions around the neotype.
yeah. Problem is, of course, also that the 2014 paper left much to desire. So the nature papers are usually very short. This one too, and they are, besides these few photos of the guys laying besides a few fossils, there are no good photographs of the actual material. Thus, just this digital chimera of puzzled together specimens.
And the angle of the camera matters a lot, so it could be that the camera was just standing in a different direction and makes the proportions look off.
Yeah, although I think the proportions are pretty close. From...
I'm just saying that these things could happen too.
Yeah. I mean, the legs are definitely very short.
Oh no, we are going to have another shitstorm of arguments about the length of the legs.
We will see. But there are of course in this paper certain arguments that are hardly backed up, and that can no longer be held up, I think. For example, of course, the quadrupedal hypothesis, which I think is just yeah, just forget it.
Because it keeps coming up, even though we sort of know that the forelimbs are just not proper for quadrupedal style of walking, and usually animals don't really change their whole body structure only to slide on their bellies like penguins.
Yeah.
I don't think that Spinosaurus would have nearly lost its back legs only to slide on the very slimy, muddy surfaces.
Yeah, and that's really unlikely when you look at Chem and see, okay, it was not all muddy.
Yes. Especially that based on wooden fossils from the growth stages of trees, that there were really dry seasons, like the Okavango Delta.
Yeah, probably. So completely aquatic lifestyle is rather unlikely. Also, lifestyle that would be similar to like for seals, for example, is also rather unlikely. Yeah.
Yeah, because all these examples, for example, ambulocetus and seals and so on, could be really valid if the animal itself wasn't several tons heavy.
Yeah.
It was a pretty big animal to think about it in the first place.
Yeah,
There was this
I'm
there was
very
this theory
curious
about
what the next few years will bring in that direction, because Nicholas already spoiled a little bit what the future will bring. I will not tell here, but there is apparently some more material that will be published in the relatively near future. We will see.
Yeah. I remember there were these ideas of which even I was really supportive to, that perhaps it was walking kind of like a pangolin, but if we look at the pangolin skeleton, we see that they have surprisingly long as well.
Yeah.
Don't really know what was the exact and most comfortable way of locomotion that Spinosaurus or other Spinosaurids with similar body plan may have had.
Yeah, that's really the question. I think we need the neotype material described really in detail, and then some studies on their morphology, their locomotion.
But the implication towards the 2009 or 2005 Darsasaurus specimen being Sigilmasasaurus, does that mean that the jaw fragments, the neotype, belong to Sigilmasasaurus as well? I'm not sure if the neotype had jaw bones or they were just used from other specimens.
I think yeah, well, it's a mess, I think. Can't remember.
Sums it up.
I would need to look at that graphic again. Okay, I'm finished. Zip. Synthetoceras. No. Ah, shit. Oh no.
Have you done?
My tablet bugged out, and instead of pressing on saving, I pressed on saving under Odontochelys. So now I overwrote the last sketch, and I can't go back so far. Oh,
it was the turtle, isn't it?
Yeah. The turtle is gone now. I have to make screenshots after the stream, of the stream.
Screenshots are blurry.
Yeah.
So much for the quality. All of this is because I have interrupted your progress.
No, it's because the tablet bugged out, and
I can hear a cat.
yeah, I have to give him some food. Okay, I will be back in a few seconds. So, and we continue. Yeah, guys, let me know what we could do next after this turtle disaster.
And we can look at other people's artwork.
That too. Utyrannus, unprofessional. No, we already did the Utyrannus in the past.
Lucius says Tilakos Milus.
Yes, I see that. That could be interesting. Let's just hope my tablet will allow me to do so.
We are sending green force.
Yes, please send thoughts and prayers and good vibes. Let's see. Question is how to depict Tylakos Milos. Because I don't want to do another portrait, and I don't want to do a typical slasher picture.
Well, the sexual life of Tasmanian devils are kind of like a slasher horror movie.
Tylakos Milos mating would actually be interesting. Stambird, you are not wrong, I must say. However, I don't really want to write down more than 320 names.
We would need a whole Encyclopedia Galactica for that
At some point.
point, yeah.
Yeah.
Gentia prima. Isn't that sauropodomorph?
Yeah, that's this new large Triassic one.
But why is it called after that certain corporation from a certain movie franchise?
I have no idea. Maybe there is more to that name. Let me have a look at mating Tasmanian devils. Oh, I think I have an idea. So first idea I had was showing the animal's butt with a pouch and a little baby looking out, or carrying like a opossum juveniles on its back. And I think I will do the second one.
It's actually kind of interesting to think about where could its pouch exactly, because it kind of differs from marsupial from marsupial.
Yeah, although apparently most marsupials have their pouch backward facing, and the forward facing pouch of kangaroos is more like the exception because of their locomotion. Try to find a good skull.
Well, if you think about it, this is kind of another example of convergence between marsupials and placental mammals, because the way kangaroos have started to have a more bipedal lifestyle, it also changed compared to other members of their groups, how they carry their babies, just like how the hip in our species has changed as we have started to walk upright.
True.
That is one very beefy Tylacosmilus.
Yes. Well, the animal is pretty beefy, and I'm using some reference from Mauricio Antone.
Good choice.
Yeah. Usually his work is pretty good, so
because it's often feels a little bit odd to the general point of view, because Tylacosmilus has been depicted as basically a very feline-like animal.
yeah.
Times that depicting it in a more marsupial way, it almost feels weird
Yeah, that's true.
in terms of proportions.
Yeah, we are so used to well, it's a marsupial, but just like a smilodon, so
It's also kind of interesting that compared to most placental mammals, marsupials have very vivid patterns. For example, we usually see for placental mammals darker patterns. If you look at marsupials, they usually have these actually kind of eye-catchy colors of white spots on gray or browner fur.
yeah. See, I think there are so few Tylacosmilus fossils that we don't have juveniles to my knowledge. Oh god, the tablet is bugging out again. Ah, kill me. Using the mouse instead. I have no idea why.
Perhaps it is broken.
I
or
think
miserable
so.
lives. Miserable lives in this vast cosmos. Recently, I asked Adam if the post-Serino version of the Carcharodontosaurus skull still holds up or not. He said yes, so that's why I used for that recent sketchy doodle drawing, but I would like to know if that's still the case. The post-Serino version is still an accurate version of Carcharodontosaurus or not.
Yeah, I would like to know that as well.
I think a few years ago you had to draw Carcharodontosaurus for some paper.
Yeah.
Actually.
No, not for a paper. That is here for the Old Kingdom. The book I worked on. But I also use there mostly the material Paul Sereno described very much.
Because on the internet there is this image about the Carcharodontosaurus skull in a, I think, Japanese exhibition, which looks quite different, and I'm not sure if it's just very poorly mounted or it's a more complete specimen.
I think I haven't seen that yet. And I think that wasn't around when I first worked on Carcharodontosaurus.
It's depicted as some kind of land sharks, but every time I look at their skulls, for example, Carcharodontosaurus or Mapusaurus, all I see is very, very, very big monitor lizards.
Yeah, that describes it pretty well.
Especially their teeth. God, where is that skull? I think I found it, and of course it is a Pinterest link. Oh, fuck me.
Well, at this point, Pinterest is nearly better than Google image search. So.
It's an invasive species.
Yeah. Lucas, I use GIMP, so the free version of Photoshop, in a certain way.
And now I link the image into the Inquisitor text.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking, because it looks kind of vastly different from that pointy snouted Carcharodontosaurus from Paul Sereno.
Oh, that photo. Yes, I remember. I haven't seen anything like that as an actual fossil yet, and it looks weird. I'm not actually sure if, I mean, this depression on the head, it looks like it would weaken the structure of the skull. Weird.
It can happen that it's just a very poorly mounted fake based on a few fragments, and they just had their own version to fill the gaps between the known materials.
Yeah. Or someone worked on this who actually never really worked with dinosaurs before.
Yeah, perhaps.
there are some horror stories out there of skeletal mounts being totally ruined by persons who just don't know what they were doing.
It's worse when they are not just stories but actual. When people are just, for whatever reason, are ruining ancient rock paintings or the statues in the Crystal Palace Park.
Yeah.
I've heard somewhere that the Sauroniops is more closely related to Acrocanthosaurus than to Carcharodontosaurus. Is it true?
Which one?
This Sauroniops.
Oh, Sauroniops. Yeah, that's at least possible. There's one fragment we have.
Yes, literally its eyebrow.
Yeah, its eyebrow at least looks similar to at least within Carcharodontosaurus. It looks more similar to Acrocanthosaurus. I also, when I made my reconstruction for the Old Kingdom, I also used a mix of Carcharodontosaurus and Acrocanthosaurus.
Oh. I remember it was that golden colored one, right?
No, that's is Carcharodontosaurus. I think you have never seen the Sauroniops. It's a black one.
Also, you did Sauroniops as well.
Yep. Okay.
I sometimes I wonder, by just looking at this drawing, that how ugly the newborn Tylacosmilus could have been.
Yeah.
If you find the kangaroo babies already ugly as hell.
There are surely more prettier animal babies.
By placental mammal standards. It's almost like an embryo is crawling up on your belly.
Feed me. Okay, guys, let me know what could be a nice coloration for this guy. We already talked a little bit about coloration in marsupials, and let's hear what you think about that.
Well, we have kind of seen black coloration a few times about the Tylacosmilus.
Yeah.
Brown coloration as well, so the coloration in mammals, it's very limited. It's almost annoyingly limited.
And I'm not sure if this will be the last sketch of the stream, by the way, or if we will do a very quick one after this. Lucius, yeah, let's do something like that. Unprofessionally, I still saw that.
I was just about to mention, how about the patterns of a red ruffed lemur?
Of the what lemur?
It's called the red ruffed lemur.
Oh, that one, the red ruff, yeah.
I mean, it still has black, but at least it's not full black.
Maybe for the face could be interesting. Oh ja, stimmt.
Guck mal kurz hoch, wie das Fenster bei Judo
Yeah.
aussieht.
Surprisingly, it just began to rain here. I will have to check the windows.
It's alright.
Had to save my scarf because it laid on top of the window, so as a sun shield.
That is a very important thing.
Indeed. A little bit more brown. Okay, and nearly black face. There are, by the way, some closely related species of Thylacis milus that are basically never seen in paleo art, and I think at some point I want to work on them too.
There any known source material on internet about fossils or something?
No.
For references?
Yes, apparently very little.
It's kind of frustrating when you find for example, in a book, a prehistoric mammal, for example, that caricature that we tried once in one of Mauricio Anton's book,
Yeah.
and there was literally no images about bones at all in the internet.
It's frustrating how few references you sometimes find. Also, I'm working for my book in the moment on a list of papers that could be interesting for further reading for paleo artists, for references or stuff like that. And I think so far I have 2 papers for mammals. Because it's just so bad.
You have to finish what you've started.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have more plesiosaur papers than that. That's nah.
Well, Joshua, in case if you don't know, plesiosaurs, and everybody knows this, plesiosaurs are marine dinosaurs.
Yes, of course. Yeah, now it begins to shine.
This is a surprisingly fitting color pattern.
Yeah, indeed.
Actually, it's kind of starting to look like a hyena.
A little bit.
By just looking at the striped tail and spotted butt.
Yeah. I think I will make the spots on the juveniles here denser, larger.
As that one of his friends believes that Megalodon is a dinosaur. How is this possible to not just think but believe in such
Yeah, and
a idiocracy?
he probably also thinks that's still alive, so I wouldn't be surprised if you are willing to believe in everything that's extinct at large to be a dinosaur.
Good night, Pedro. I barely know about things that other people know about, but I think as an adult person, someone should be able to identify the difference between a land-living reptile, fish.
Yeah, but that's never taught in school, you know.
It's basic common sense. It's not even basic knowledge at this point. Just common sense. You can't call an ammonite a dinosaur.
Yeah, you have to remember that back in medieval times, they also thought that everything that lives in the water is a fish. So when you never tell a person how stupid certain beliefs are,
Honestly, these cubs, this Thylacophilus cubs look kind of sinister.
yeah, I notice as well. I don't even know why and how to change it.
Well, I mean, they are marsupials, and just look at the Tasmanian devils, so it's perhaps not too far from reality.
Yeah, maybe. And some grass in the foreground because I don't want to paint the paws. Do I hear some insects in the background?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, then it's just the internet apparently. It sounded like meadow in the evening with all these crickets and stuff.
All I can hear is you are literally butchering that tablet.
Yes, with all the hate I can produce.
Sometimes I imagine your sketches in some kind of story and notebook about prehistoric animals because they are just so authentic. Like the choices of background colors and
Yeah, I could imagine that. So, I think I'm finished. Let's quickly save this under the right name. So Ah, ever-evolving Saurian herder too. Strange. Okay, one last very quick sketch, I would say.
I can see the Thylacosmilus cubs are surrounded by green force.
Of course they are. Yeah, not very creative background tonight. Opabinia. I think that was asked before, and the answer is again, we already did that.
How possible morphism is among larger animals?
Not sure.
I was thinking about a megalosaurus in gynandromorphism, which by the way wouldn't kind of work because it would look like an ordinary megalosaurus with a broken antler.
Yeah. Microceratops. Ceratus. No. I think you mean Microceratops.
Microceratus. What about Polserinos tiny Pachycephalus or the Mycocephaly or something? Hold it. Probably not.
Yeah. Oh no. Actually, Microceratus is correct. The name. But is there actually fossil material that could be used as reference? Yeah. I can't find any pictures of fossils or skeletons. Wait. Is this one?
Give us some bones.
What else do we have?
Well,
Cynognathus, Umonasaurus. I hear Ceratops instead.
Julius Chotony's artwork could be kind of accurate, but we can't be sure.
Yeah.
Also, it was made for Jurassic World, so who
Yeah,
knows?
I don't want any of that stuff as reference material. No.
How about its one of its relatives, such as Yenlong or Aquilops?
I think we take Umonasaurus.
Umonasaurus. I'm not familiar with this one.
It's a plesiosaur from Australia. Pretty small one, maybe 2 meters, maybe a little smaller even.
The short-necked one.
Very short-necked for its family. Weird short skull and has ridges on its skull roof. And it's one of the opalized specimens.
Oh, I think they were mentioned in a story about Australian dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Didn't you wait? Umonasaur. Didn't you have an artwork about this one for all yesterday's
Indeed.
flashed one, right?
Yeah.
Then I guess I know what it is.
Oh no. Oh please. Now GIMP is bugging out. The whole screen is flickering.
This whole stream is cursed.
Yeah. And I have no idea why. I can't do anything. Wait, now it stopped.
Now it's doing it again. Yes, Lucius, we know.
So, one last quick sketch.
Audio thingy again. Is the audio alright now? I mean, right now.
I think. Yeah. Yeah, the computer will wants to show me that it's time to sleep.
Mhm. What a responsible computer.
Yes. So,
Oh, it's fucking annoying that up to some kind of prehistoric animal, whether it's a David Peters link that first comes up or a Jurassic World video game.
yeah.
So frustrating.
In the case of, I mean, you can very easily avoid Jurassic World evolution and stuff like that. But it's really hard to avoid David Peters.
Yeah.
Especially because he did so much that even rather obscure taxa will, when you Google his work will pop up. So it's.
I keep coming up with this, but sometimes I wonder that how does his personal life look like that? Somebody from his family is technically paying his ass so he can just do whatever he wants at home, so he can write his blog posts and shop works all the time for the sake of humanity, because that's what we need in the edge of global warming.
No idea.
Is this on the seafloor or on the beach?
That's on the seafloor. Beach would be strange.
That's why I was asking. Night, ever evolving saurian.
I will follow you soon. Okay.
Such a it is such a joy of moment in your life when you are just watching a simple nature documentary or one of the older TV shows on YouTube, and it's usually in my country's thing, native language, that there is always at least 2 or 3 motherfuckers that have to come up with the just the unnecessary bullshitting about that this is fake. God did everything. It's
Oh,
like
God.
these people have. It's like these people have no free time just to search for any kind of science related
Yeah.
videos and TV shows and whatever, and just spam this shit under it, hoping for attention.
I'm so glad we have this very little over here.
And recently in capital of not exactly in the capital, but in Budapest, there was this museum attraction of quote unquote lifelike dinosaurs that come from I guess Argentina. But it's like this horrible cheap animatronics and
Oh no.
and poorly made fossils, and they are represented in a museum. Hold on a second.
That really hurts.
I think I can show you image if I can find it. Okay, for example, it's so hard to pick at least one among all the horrible shit. Because there is, for example, a literal ripoff of the Pachycephalosaur design from The Lost World Jurassic Park. It's like it's like they use the same exact basis. And the descriptions are just for example, this one for a sauropod. Grow big, don't be heat-headed.
Huh?
What the fuck?
What?
I don't get it either. Grow big. Don't be heat-headed. The thermoregulation of dinosaurs.
Okay.
Some Argentinosaur bones. These skeletons themselves look pretty alright, but the setting is that the cheap, shitty animatronic thingies are the main attraction. For example, I'm gonna link this one in the Inquisitor chat.
Oh.
There it is. This is basically a design from the Jurassic World video game with the level of 40 whatever mutated T-Rex, and this is shown as an accurate depiction of a Tyrannosaurus Rex
Oh shit.
in a museum.
It's a half Godzilla.
And people are surprised when I'm pissed off on this idiocratic, because in this country we get to see this all the time in nearly every corner.
Nice.
By the way, there is this weird skeleton of a sauropodomorph with unusually small front limbs, and I have no idea what it is.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Well, it would be exciting if it would be real, but I just think it yeah.
We just called it Carnotauropodus because of the small arms.
Okay, I'm finished. Yay!
Yay!
Time to go to bed.
Laser beams just like Godzilla. Poster.
Finished. Okay. Let's quickly go over what we did this stream. We did this, and I have to I have to remember to make a screenshot later of that turtle.
Sadly.
Yeah. Okay, we started with Echinocephalus, the new ankylosaur from Utah. Then we visited Argentina Draco from Argentina. Surprise.
I don't see it yet.
Yeah, it takes a few minutes usually.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of a scene from the Disney dinosaur with that dog-like ankylosaur,
Oh,
which was
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
doing the same thing.
Yeah, right. Then we have Odontochelys that looks surprisingly like an antelope, and Synthetoceras that looks surprisingly like a Odontochelys. Then Thylacomelos with its young, and last but not least the very quick Ummonosaurus, looking for some oxygen under a thin ice layer. Yep. Again, that cricket sound. Strange.
Good sound.
Indeed. This should always come when I try to make a joke, but it's actually not funny. Okay. So we end the stream here. I hope you had fun. Attila, I hope you do.
I certainly did. Even
Don't
during
lie
the
to
end
me.
of the stream.
I can hear your disappointment.
Don't say this, Joshua. It's all true.
Damn it. I knew it. Okay, guys, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and share with your friends, foes, pets and family. And yeah, good night everybody.
Good night.